Thank you so much, Vidyaji, for joining Reso platform from Canada. And it's such a wonderful possibility for us to have people like you on this platform sharing their expertise and dexterity, different disciplines and domain. And it's really primarily the platform is for sociological possibilities and research and explorations. But at the same time, climate concerns and climatological changes, there are global concerns, and each and every discipline has to address them. And this is one of the field we are trying to look at, and we've seen your dexterity and professional skills, so we are very much glad to have you. So once again, thanks a lot for joining this platform. And I would like to ask you total number of questions. We're going to be asking five. So my first question to you is like, how do mangrove ecosystems contribute to the resilience of coastal communities in the face of climate change impacts? You can comment accordingly.
Mangrove ecosystems, they play a very important role in enhancing coastal communities, and they also have a lot of economic importance if you think of. So it provides a wide range of ecosystem services. So these services will include coastal protection from storm surges, from erosion. Then it also helps in carbon sequestration to mitigate climate change and for habitats of a diverse variety of marine species that support local fisheries and livelihood opportunities. So there's a whole lot of things that the mangrove ecosystems can really do. And also we should talk about ecotourism and sustainable resource harvesting and so many things. So mangroves act as a natural buffer against the impacts of climate change, and these mangroves help communities to adapt to a wide range of environmental challenges, and they maintain their well-being. And that's how they really maintain the well-being of, you can say, the ecosystem.
So thanks a lot for responding to this wonderful piece of information, and the question is very important once again. So would like to move on to my second question. It says, discuss a specific case study or example where degradation or restoration of mangrove has had an impact on social dynamics and livelihood of local community.
Example we could take is from India, like our very notable, you can say, Sundarbans. The Sundarbans mangrove forest, which is like spread between India and Bangladesh, is one of the most diverse ranges. And here, the degradation of mangroves happened due to factors like deforestation and sea level rise and affected local communities and who were depending upon the ecosystem for fishing and agriculture. So the loss of these mangroves has increased vulnerability to natural disasters and disrupted traditional livelihoods. But however, there have been a whole load of community-led mangrove restoration projects that have been working on not only Sundarbans, if you even think of Pichavaram mangroves in South India, southern part of India. All of these, there have been a lot of community-led mangrove restoration projects in these regions, which have shown very promising results in enhancing the ecosystem resilience, improving livelihoods of people, and for fostering community cohesion. So this example, if you think of Sundarbans, this example is like one that underscores the importance of community involvement in conservation efforts and potential for restoring the mangroves to benefit both the environment and the society.
Thanks a lot for letting us know and the importance of community participation and community resilience, and how community can be instrumental in protecting our environment, and at the same times protection of mangrove and its enhancement, and how it is connected to development. That is what I figure out, though technical for me, but a wonderful piece of information. Thanks a lot for that. Would like to move on to my third question. It's an important question again, ma'am. It says, what in what ways can effective mangrove structures and community participation enhance the sustainable mangrove management ecosystem in context of climate change?
When it comes to effective governance structures and community participation, these are something that is really essential for sustainable management. And as we discussed earlier, mangrove ecosystems are something that are very important. And the well-being of these coastal communities is really important. So but we can involve local stakeholders in decision-making processes, promote transparency, and ensure the equitable distribution of the benefits that are obtained from these mangrove ecosystems, governance mechanisms can help to build social cohesion and empower marginalized groups and enhance their resilience to climate change impacts. So, engaging communities in these conservation efforts and supporting the traditional knowledge systems and fostering their partnerships between government agencies, NGOs, local residents, and all people who are dependent upon the mangrove communities, and making it more inclusive and making it like sustainable, making it a sustainable approach to mangrove management. Prioritizing these can really help. And these are like for environmental conservation and for social equity, these are something that is really
Not responding such a um, important piece of information. What I figure out once again, the reiteration of words like community resilience and traditional knowledge, how important it is for collective development. It's not just a specific context or regional context, but we are talking when it comes to climatological changes and problems. It's a global issue, so it has to be addressed globally, not just one country specific problem or regional problem, of course, but mangrove system and community participation and how it can protect our environment. So that's what that is. I mean, I figure out positive possibilities for us to sort of combat climate change. So we are very much excited once again to see further more informations from you. So would like to move on to my fourth question. It is, how can the integration of traditional ecological knowledge, how can the integration of traditional ecological knowledge and modern scientific approaches contribute to the conservation and restoration of mangrove ecosystem?
yeah. Now, integration of traditional ecological knowledge is also one important factor when it comes to the mangrove ecosystems because most of these, like traditional knowledge, can surely help the local communities to know more about mangrove ecology, the resource use, and what do they actually do with these mangrove ecosystems and adaptation to environmental changes can complement to scientific research and inform more sustainable practices. And by combining these two knowledge systems, that is, of the traditional ecological knowledge with modern scientific approaches, conservation efforts can surely become more culturally relevant, and it gives a lot of respect to traditional knowledge, and so it becomes socially inclusive and ecologically very, very effective. So, this interdisciplinary approach not only enhances the resilience of mangrove ecosystems to climate change, but also it strengthens the community ties, enhances local livelihoods, fosters a deeper connection between people and nature. And this leads to long term sustainability of ecosystems.
Okay, that's great. I think it's very important to sort of learn, fostering people's connection with people and with the climate, with the ecology itself, with the nature itself. It's such a wonderful insight for our audience and for us as a team, because a lost connection with people is important, and also a lost connection with the nature is very much important. And we are, because of modern rhythms and pace, we've been sort of missing on to these two important dimensions of human life. And important for, thanks a lot for reiteration and kind of repeat of that wonderful piece of insight. Now would like to move on to my fifth, and which is going to be the last question. Says, global significance of mangroves in climate change. We're talking about global significance of mangroves in climate change mitigation and adaptation. What are some key policy recommendations at the local level, national and international levels for the protection and restoration of ecosystem?
Coming to the local level, policy recommendations should always focus on promoting community based conservation initiatives and enhancing sustainable livelihood opportunities that are linked to mangrove ecosystems and strengthening local governance structures to ensure that participation is from all community members in decision making processes. And when it comes to national policies could include measures such as establishment of protected areas or enforcement of regulations that are like against mangrove deforestation, illegal fishing practices, and integration of the mangrove conservation into broader national climate change adaptation and mitigation strategies. And when it goes to internationally, collaboration among countries that share mangrove ecosystems is crucial. That's the most important thing, to address the transboundary issues and support initiatives that promote mangrove conservation in both the countries, or in any of those countries that share the mangrove ecosystem, and making sustainable use of the mangrove ecosystems. So additionally, there are also they can also use like financial mechanisms such as payment for ecosystem services, schemes and funding for climate resilient infrastructure can help to secure long-term protection and restoration of these ecosystems. And they can also address the socio-economic issues that exist and the economic needs of the coastal communities that are dependent upon these ecosystems. So, yeah.
Thanks a lot for responding. It's important learning interconnectedness and how it's important, like mitigation, adaptation, and policy recommendations, not just local level but national level, international level. How it is important, because that's what we've been sort of understanding and learning, that climatological challenges are not just country specific, local or national; they are global. So it's like important for us to see different perspectives. Now, I would just request you if there's any piece of information you would like to share with us, since like we just we have some time. So why don't you just share, if you have some information you can speak, I'll put them.
And yeah, this is just all what I wanted to really say about mangrove ecosystems and how important they are, how really important they are for climate change and for the socio-ecological, from the socio-ecological perspective, something that's really important, and it's important for community well-being as we discussed earlier. So yeah, so ultimately, I would just say mangrove ecosystems are something that are really, really important, should be protected and taken care of with new policies and things that really help in conservation of mangrove forests.
I mean, offer you great thanks for joining this platform, Reso from Canada, and it's important for our audience to learn about ecosystem, community resilience, and participation, and how mangroves are important and how they can be protected, and the promotions can cause better development and comprehensive development. We've learned a lot, like community level, local level, national level, and international level participation, and our connection with the people, and at the same time with the nature, which has been lost long ago. So that's important. The many other dimensions you've talked about. So I'm sure that it's a wonderful piece of information, qualitative information, going to help our audience a lot. Thank you so much once again joining Reso platform from Canada.